Hey there YouTube, I'm back with a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. So as promised, this is my updated Dark Magician deck. So it's not going to be the super insane, like, I guess, OP expensive deck with like the triple souls, because I only pulled one. So there is one soul in here, or one Magician Souls. But I do have all the other cards that are needed to make the deck update, or run in the updated configuration. But I would say, even if you only have one or two Magician Souls, it doesn't like make the deck be considerably worse than if you had 3 souls. Souls just means that you have instant Dark Magician like pretty much anytime you have Magician Souls. So it does make the deck more consistent, and that's about it. I mean, it does also have additional draw power with the other effect, but other than that, even with only one copy, the deck still functions fine, and like I said, I have all the other support cards. So let's get right into it. So I am running 3 Dark Magician. You have to run 3. It doesn't matter if you just run 3 of the same art or one of different artwork. Like, I think the only Dark Magician artwork that I don't have is the red one, the Arcana one. I have the Japanese one, but I don't have that one in English. I think I have one of every other one, like Stardeck Yugi. This one's actually my favorite one. The newest one from Dual Power is actually my favorite artwork. But these other ones are some classic ones as well. This is like the Legendary Collection one, and then this one's the... there's multiple prints of this, depending on when it was re-released. So gotta have 3 Dark Magician because it's the heart and soul of the deck in terms of the monsters. Makes everything happen. The other key monster that a lot of the cards are based around is Dark Magician Girl. So I'm running 2, and these are my 2 favorite artworks. This one is probably my #1 favorite one, and it actually got reprinted as a common in the Legendary Heroes or Legendary Duelists, whichever set came out with this. So whatever that is, I forget, Legendary 6, whatever the thing. But anyway, she got reprinted with this artwork. But this one's the dual terminal one, which is kind of hard to find now. And of course, Legendary Collection Yugi's World, which is a secret rare reprint of the original Magician's Force one. I do have my Magician's Force one in a binder, but I run these because they have the larger, like, you know, when they updated the way they made the cards during, starting with Galactic Overlord back in like Exceed format. So I run the updated picture style or sizing. So anyway, so those 2, so you gotta run, well, I see a lot of people running 1 of this, but I feel like if you run 1, it kind of hurts a lot of the other support cards the deck is geared around. So like if one's okay, but like if your opponent banishes it, or if you use a Lure of Darkness, if you're running a Lure of Darkness, but I'm not running a Lure of Darkness, and you have to banish this because it's the only spellcaster dark in the hand, then, you know, it kind of doesn't really work out too well when you only have 1. So I have the extra one just in case something like that happens. Next, I'm running 2 Apprentice Illusion Magician. I think of this as the deck's Honest, basically, with additional effects. So it's pretty good. You run 2 to 3 copies of it, I would say. Especially since we don't run 3 Magician Souls. There's a spot open for like an extra one of this, like a 3rd or something. But I am running 2 Magician of Dark Illusion, mainly because I don't have 3 souls. So I run 2 instead of 1. So that's Dark Magician, so that's another level 7 monsters to function as Dark Magician. And then of course Magician Souls, the one I pulled from my box. I only opened 1 box and I pulled 1 on the first try, so I'm not going to open any more boxes since I already have like a playset of every other card except this card, just because it's just way too expensive right now. I don't know, the price is probably going to stay up there for a while. I can kind of see it dropping down to like 70 something, but it'll probably be a while. But I'm running the 1 because obviously I have it, so I'm going to run it. And then triple Magician's Rod. This got reprinted, so it's really easy to run, but I have my original super rares. So you got to run 3 of those. Basically, to compensate for the 1 Magician Souls, we run as much as we can of the other cards. So I'm trying, this time I'm running 1 Palladium Oracle Mahad. He works okay in here. I have room in him because I'm only running 1 soul, so I have room for this, and I also have 1 room for mana. So I'm running the 2 Palladium monsters, 1 of each. You don't really need more than either like 1 of both, or you could run like maybe 1 of him and 2 of her if you had the room, but I would rather run like Illusion Magician for Apprentice Illusion Magician is probably more useful than mana overall for another level 6 spellcaster. But she is a light type, and that's a dark type. So is he. So these are the 2 light spellcasters, 7 and 6 in here. But at 1 and 1, you can't really do a whole lot in terms of like trying to exceed or something with them, or go into like, you don't want to run like a chaos-based build off of these things because there's just not enough lights. So I am running the 1 Magician of Chaos. I used to run 2 of him. I dropped him down to 1 because with all the new, like with Magician Souls and how fast the deck runs Dark Magician, he's treated as another Dark Magician on the field when he's in play, but other than that, like, he's just kind of there to do his effect every now and then if you ever draw into him and you can summon him to the field via ritual spell, then it works. Otherwise, it's not too integral to the deck, so it's not a required card, but I'm running it more of like, you know, just to see all the options that Dark Magician's capable of dishing out. And then I am running the 1 Black Chaos Max. So Magician of Black Chaos is in here at 1. You'll never really want to run more than 1 of these unless you're making like a completely dedicated ritual type of build, which then you would probably run like 1 of this and maybe 2 or 3 of this. But yeah, just 1 of each, and those are the last 2 like in deck, main deck boss monsters. Because this guy can summon this guy if Chaos Max is in the hand. Basically, Chaos Max, if you draw into him, he's a brick. So you kind of want to mitigate top decking stuff like this. But if you do, hopefully it's like early enough in the game where it doesn't really hurt you too badly. And if you have him out on the field, you know in the back of your mind, like, if they get rid of this, then he's coming out to the field and it ignores the summoning conditions. So that's why they kind of work hand in hand. But they're not required. So most decks that you'll see online don't run these anymore. But I had them. I didn't want to just let them like go to waste, so I just stuck them in there. So that's the monster lineup. Let's get into the spells. So triple Magician Circle, because Dark Magical Circle is just way too good. You have to run 3, and now it's so dirt cheap because it's reprinted as a common. So everybody can build this deck now. With the one exception, you won't be able to get souls unless you're lucky like me and you're able to pull 1. And even then, like, I still need like 2 more, but it won't be a while before I get these. Unless I can like trade locally, but so far no one wants to get rid of them for what I'm able to offer. So anyway, so 3 of those. Triple Soul Servant. It is the new card. Surprisingly, compared to Souls, this is not that pricey. It's not that hard to get. I did pull 1. So I had to get like 2 more, but it was so easy to get those compared to this. This is like much more challenging to get, probably because this can be teched into like a different kind of deck, a non-specific Dark Magician deck. But yeah, so Soul Servant. So those are the only spell cards that we run like multiple copies of or max copies of. Next I'm running 1 bond between teacher and student. This is from Dual Power. This is Dual Power support for Dark Magician. This is very good because it allows you, as long as you have Dark Magician on the field, and there's lots of ways to get him on the field, you can summon Dark Magician Girl from the deck or graveyard. So there's 2 ways to get her on the field. That's why we run 2 copies of her, so that she's more likely to be live, or this other cards can be live like this. And then you can set one of like 4 different support cards. So either Dark Magic Attack, which we do run. Next card, so Dark Magic Attack, Dark Magic Twin Burst, Dark Burning Magic, and I think that's all. So I'm not running. There's another card that you could potentially run as well. It's Dark Burning Attack, which I was running before, but I swapped it out when I pulled recently Dark Magic Twin Burst. So I was actually running this. It's kind of like a Lightning Vortex type of card, but I figured this is better because Dark Magician's the one that's usually always on the field. So Dark Magician Girl's still useful with this card. It's still required for this card to power up Dark Magician. So I feel like it's just more useful. And this deck already has like a lot of negation and destruction capabilities that you don't really need this. The one nice thing about Dark Burning Attack is it doesn't target. So it's like I said, it's like Lightning Vortex. It blows up all the face-up monsters that the opponent controls. So it's kind of like a Raigeki, but it can't hit face down. That's one thing to keep in mind. That's another reason why it's not too, you know, like not that necessary. and it doesn't do anything with Dark Magician. So, and you can't search for it with cards that search for cards with Dark Magician in the name. So, yeah, but it's still pretty good if you want to run it. So, just those three with this, they all work together. So you basically have Harpy's Feather Duster. You have like a, I think of this as like a Megamorph almost, kind of like what it does. It doubles the, or it doesn't double, it like gives a Dark Magician. You target a Dark Magician, which is funny because you can also target like this guy because he's also Dark Magician on the field. He gains attack equal to the combined attack of all the Dark Magician girls currently on the field and in the graveyard. So if you have like, since I run 2, this card makes sense because if I have 1 in the graveyard and 1 on the field or both in the graveyard, I'm giving Dark Magician like 4,000 attack right there. I mean, so this turns into an OTK deck or an OTK turn with this one card if you run more than 1 Dark Magician girl. And even with just 1 Dark Magician girl, it's still it hits pretty hard if you know they have no back row, unless they have like Honest or something. So yeah, and then we have a Final Destiny type of card that affects only the opponent. Basically, if you have them both on the field, you blow up all cards your opponent controls, which is pretty hilarious, and it's a quick play on top of that. So, alright, next we're running 1 Dark Magic Expanded. So this is another quick play spell that gains effects based off of the number of Dark Magician and or Dark Magician Girl on the field in the graveyard. So because we run like total of 5 cards, right? 3 Dark Magician, 2 Dark Magician Girl, this card has a lot of consistency. Then 1 Dark Magic Inheritance. This is a card that I don't see a lot of people playing anymore. If you wanted to take this out, you probably want to run like a generic support card, like, I don't know, Book of Moon or Raigeki or something. Or maybe even this could fit in there. But I'm keeping it in because it's still pretty good with all the abilities to add spell cards, because you have a lot of spell and trap cards. So basically you banish 2 spell cards from the graveyard, and they're going to get in there because there's a lot of them. And then you add from your deck to your hand a spell or trap card that lists Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl. So the nice thing about Inheritance is that if you were running this, just as an example, you could search it. So the nice thing about Inheritance is not only does it search you a card that lists Dark Magician, but it can also list 1 Dark Magician Girl. So it has a little bit more flexibility there. And then 1 Illusion Magic, down from 2, because there's just not enough room anymore. The deck's becoming very packed with a bunch of stuff, mainly because of all the Soul Servants that are in the deck now. I feel like Soul Servant basically replaced Illusion Magic, but I'm still running the 1 copy of it just to ensure that we have Dark Magician. Alright, then here's where the deck deviates from the previous build. So now, instead of running Chaos form, I'm now running Secrets of Dark Magic. So you can use Secrets of Dark Magic to bring out Magician of Chaos and Magician of Black Chaos Max. If you wanted to bring out him, you just tribute Dark Magician. If you wanted to bring out him, it would have to be Dark Magician plus some other monster. I mean, or Dark Magician Girl plus some other spellcaster monster. So, but it's just a more flexible way to bring these guys out. Because you could also use it on the opponent's turn, unlike Chaos Form, which was a normal ritual spell. This is a quick play spell card, which actually allows you to ritual summon or fusion summon. This is our other way. This is our main way to get to our big new fusion monsters. So 2 of those. We do have the room for the second one because we only have 1 Magician's Souls. And then 1, the Eye of Timaeus, to allow us to fusion summon the the classic Dark Magician fusion monsters. Alright, so those are the spells. So 3 cards that allow us to fusion, 2 of them also allow us to ritual summon. Alright, for the traps, I am running triple Eternal Soul. I was running 2 of this for a while. Originally 3, then I dropped it down to 2, and then I bumped it back up to 3 because I realized that this card, it's very, very important to have this out as much as you can. Now, the only downside of it is if it gets removed from the field, all your monsters get destroyed. But it's just too important. Like, it allows you to always be able to special summon Dark Magician. And also because I only have 1 Magician's Souls, I do need more ways to summon Dark Magician. So that's why I would justify running the 3rd copy of it for that reason. And you can also search Dark Magic Attack. Or Thousand Knives. I'm not running Thousand Knives, but I am running Dark Magic Attack. So it allows you to get that Harpy's Feather Duster out as soon as you can. Then I'm running 2 Magician Navigation. I used to run 3 of these, but I dropped it down to 2 just because, like I said, there's another way of bringing out Dark Magician now with Magician Souls. It's faster because it's an effect monster as opposed to a trap card. So still 2 because it's very important because it helps you bring out Dark Magician Girl when you have Dark Magician on the field. And then you can go into your fusion plays or, you know, whatever else you need to do. Spells, whatever you want, nuke the field, do all kinds of interesting things. But the other reason why it's down to 2 is to make room for the new trap card. So I'm running 2 Magician's Combination. So I'm trying out 2. I may drop it down to 1 because sometimes you don't really need to use it. But it's a very interesting effect. I love the artwork. It's got so much Easter egg cards in here. It's got the what is this? Magical Formula or Magician's Formula. It's got Magical Cylinder. Of course, Dark Magician Girl, Dark Magician. There's probably some other thing in there that I'm missing right now. But yeah, it's really cool. But if you don't want to run 2 copies, you can definitely only run 1. Then you could run like Triple Navigation. This card was also reprinted along with Eternal Soul multiple times now, so it's easy to get. And then, yeah, these cards used to be pretty pricey, but now, you know, anybody, almost everyone can run some form of Dark Magician's deck, which is not complete garbage anymore. So, anyway, guys, that's the main deck. Let's go over the extra deck real quick. I'm not going to do side deck mainly because my deck profile videos, they tend to be decks that you can build and then they just kind of evolve with the times. So side deck really depends on your local area, you know, the tournament scene at the time, of course the format, like the current ban list. That's why I don't really do side decks. Some people have asked me why you don't do side decks, because I change it a lot. Like if I'm going to go to a local, it depends. Like I don't keep the same side deck all the time, so it's not really necessary to show it here. So anyway, the Dark Magicians, one of it is really enough. If you wanted to run 2, you could, but the deck space for extra deck is always very tight. It's very hard to figure out what the most optimal setup. So I'm running 1, the Dark Magicians. It's the main card that you'll bring out with this. So Secrets of Dark Magic is used to fusion summon this to the field. And it's pretty good. I like the draw effect, and then the crazy thing about it is it allows you to activate a trap or quick play, but a trap on the opponent's turn, like on the turn that you draw the card with this effect. Just seems kind of almost broken, but we'll see how it goes right now. As long as Dark Magician doesn't really do much in the tournament scene, they're probably not going to they're not going to hit these cards at all, so we'll see. I'm still running 1 Dark Paladin. I almost never make it though. It's just in here. This is one that is probably up on the chopping block for swapping for something else. But it's mainly, you bring it out with Eye of Timaeus. Because it requires Dark Magician plus Buster Blader. But with Eye of Timaeus, you don't need the Buster Blader. So Dark Paladin, and then additional cards that I'm running, one of for Eye of Timaeus is Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, Amulet Dragon, and Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight. So these are basically the really good fusions, or the really, not really great fusions, but they're all themed with the deck. So we're running them. And then the last fusion monster is the one that I pulled recently when I did my unboxing of the Dual Power box. I pulled this, so I was able to swap out Mecha Phantom Beast, Dracossack for this guy, because I found myself almost never making this, interestingly enough. So Quintet Magician is in here as a big finisher card. I have yet to actually summon it, so I may bring back Mecha Phantom Beast and drop it out if I never comes to the field. But again, you bring that out with this card. So those are the fusions. So 6 fusions. For the Exceeds, I'm running 1 Ebon Illusion Magician. People say to run 2. Yeah, you could, but I feel like I just don't have enough space. Maybe if I wasn't running Dark Paladin, I could probably run a second one of him. But I almost never make him more than once, so I feel like 1 is good enough. I'd rather have the diversity. So here we have Ebon High Magician. as well, because sometimes he can be useful depending on the matchup. Big Eye is basically like a, you know, Snatch Steal sort of. So that's really, really good. And Red Eyes for the burn. And those are my rank 7. So like I said, Dracossack used to be in here, but without him, this is what I'm running right now. And then I am running one rank 6, Narito, the Moral Leader. I run him because I'm running 2 Dark Magician Girl, 2 Ebon Illusion or Apprentice Magician, and then I'm running 1 Mana. So I have like a bunch of 6-starred monsters. So I do have room for Narito, and he's kind of like Dark Paladin, although might actually be better in the sense that he negates the activation of spell and traps. So just another way to negate, and he's not too hard to bring out, but you know, it just depends. He's not that strong compared to Dark Paladin. Dark Paladin is more of like almost like a side deck card against like a Blue Eyes deck or something, or Red Eyes, or any dragon based deck. So I don't know, let me know what you guys suggest for the Fusion and the Exceed lineup, because I don't really have too many options when it comes to Fusion. I do have quite a number of Exceed monsters, so feel free to like post a comment, let me know what you guys would suggest running if you want to change that. I mean, the rest of the monsters in the extra deck are all just going to be Link monsters, so I am running 1 Daybreaker, the Shiny Magical Warrior. This is for more destruction power, so it's a Link 2 that gains power with counters. It's basically Breaker the Magical Warrior in Link form, or Link monster form. Then I'm running 1 Decode Talker because he's similar to him. They're both, well, this is a Link 3, but it gains attack, similar to him, but in a different way. It's based off the monsters it points to, and then you can negate and destroy a card. So it has negation by tributing, whereas he has removing counters to target 1 card destroy. So he has destruction, he has negation and destruction. And then 1 Crowley, the first Prophecyr. Now I don't run any spellbooks in here. This is really meant to work with spellbooks, but because it's Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, the other effect in here allows you to summon a level 5 or higher. Each turn you are allowed to summon a level 5 or higher, like Dark Magician for instance, without tributing. So that's the main reason why he's in here. And then the last card is the Borolo Dragon Ultra Rare that I pulled from my Dual Power unboxing on the recent video. So basically these cards were in that one, what is it, twin... these 3 were added from the unboxing, and this guy. So anyway guys, that's the main lineup that I'm running right now for why is that there? That's the main Dark Magician deck that I'm running right now. It could be better, I know, especially with the Link. I don't have a whole lot of Link monsters, but let me know in the comments what you would suggest Link monster wise, you know, extra deck in particular, and maybe tweaking the main deck. The only thing really is I know I need 2 more of those. Other than that, it's like I just swap these for these, and that will be it. So hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I think it's pretty original. You don't see a whole lot of people running like Paladin or even, you know, these guys anymore, but I didn't want them to be completely irrelevant right now, so I wanted to keep them in and run the whole gamut basically of all the Dark Magician stuff. So if you liked the video, please leave a like, it helps me a lot, and I'll keep on making more videos. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.